Hey guys, what is up? Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, and I am here with another Steven Universe review, this time with Maid of Honor. And just so you guys know, this will have spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, go watch the episode, come back here. And like with my previous reviews that I've been doing for this Steven Bomb, this is just going to be a more chill, relaxed, off script. I just have a couple notes here about the episode. I'm just kind of doing a casual conversation kind of review with you guys. So with that, let's get into it. So we have the Gems planning a wedding for Ruby and Sapphire, basically to commemorate their reunion as Garnet. And so we actually see that Peridot is there. Peridot has been missing for like the past couple episodes, like while all this is going on. So it's nice to see that Peridot is there. And she's actually working with the rest of the Crystal Gems to get this wedding ready, like making the invitations, setting up the chairs, everything like that. But while they're going over, how the wedding's gonna run, Sapphire is upset that the Crystal Gems, the other Crystal Gems outside of, Pearl and Amethyst, aren't gonna be there. Because there's a point where they're like, yeah, there's only gonna be 10 people here, and that's everybody. And Sapphire is like, only 10. So she talks about how she's upset about not having the rest of the Crystal Gems with her, and so they kind of play with the idea for a second about letting them out, but Sapphire knows that that's far too dangerous to unleash those corrupted gems in Beach City. But Steven knows that there's one gem in there who is not corrupted, and that's Bismuth. So Steven invites Bismuth, and she has a new look. And, we've been waiting for this for like 2 years to see Bismuth again. And so initially, Bismuth, when she comes out, she's like, Rose, no, Steven. And there's even a little joke in there about, oh no, there's a third option now. But we finally get to see that Bismuth doesn't know about corruption, which makes sense because she was bubbled. Rose had her bubbled inside Lion, or just wherever she was keeping Bismuth bubbled up until that point. And she tries to release Biggs, who we've heard about before when we first got introduced to Bismuth, and we know that Biggs is a type of quartz now, and so Bismuth understands, why all these gems are bubbled, because initially she just thinks that Rose bubbled anybody who disagreed with her, and then sees like, oh no, they're bubbled because of corruption, of what's happened to them. So this offers the opportunity for Steven to tell Bismuth everything. And the thing is, I specifically remember at MomoCon during our panel, we got asked how Bismuth would react. And I think the general consensus among us is that Bismuth would actually take everything pretty well. And she did. Because what this proved was that Bismuth was right the entire time. Like, why Rose's planning for this rebellion and for this war was so odd and off. And so Bismuth kind of puts it together like, okay, this is why she was so against the breaking point, because Rose was Pink Diamond. So I would have been shattering the leader who also happened to be my enemy, kind of a thing. So Bismuth understands that, which is why I think she takes it so well, because she understands like, hey, I was right the whole time about Rose being kind of shady and just how she was going about things. And then there's even a line about how Rose took her advice on shattering Pink Diamond, because Pink Diamond staged her own shattering to become Rose Quartz. Which I thought was a very interesting line that Bismuth makes note of, that, that Rose did end up taking Bismuth's advice in a way to shatter herself. So I thought that was very interesting and intriguing. And then this opens up the opportunity after they talk about everything. They kind of settle things. Steven even says, like, you took that pretty well. They talk about Ruby and Sapphire, and, Bismuth is initially very upset that Garnet is no longer Garnet, it's Ruby and Sapphire, and Bismuth does accept that, she's getting invited to the wedding, and she doesn't know what a wedding is, and there's a little joke there. And so Steven's super hyped about Bismuth. He tries to plan this entire reveal, and it doesn't work out at all, because Bismuth ends up going back to her forge. But there is a little nice callback here, like a little joke, when Steven's going through the registry for what Ruby and Sapphire want for their wedding. There's like a deluxe Meat Beat Mania edition thing on the registry, which made me laugh. I thought that was a really nice callback. But Steven goes to the forge and finds Bismuth, and she thinks that the gems will not accept her because she tried to attack Steven. and he's the leader now because Garnet isn't there, and, you know, he's Rose Quartz, he's Pink Diamond, he should be the one in charge. But Bismuth doesn't seem to, like, understand that, you know, Amethyst, Pearl, Ruby, Sapphire, they're all kind of in the same boat with regards to this whole Pink Diamond, Rose Quartz scenario. They were all played, they were all lied to, you know, with the exception of Pearl. But even in that situation, Pink Diamond commanded Pearl not to say anything, so she's had this secret that she couldn't tell any of the other crystal gems for so long, and that obviously bared a huge burden on her. So I mean, they are all in the same boat in terms of being affected by Rose and her decisions, with this whole Pink Diamond being her true identity thing here. And when Steven was still talking to Bismuth in the house before they got to the forge, Steven was saying that, oh, they'll make you the maid of honor, and the thing is that, you know, maid of honor in to us humans is like, you know, the female friend, sister, whomever who's with the bride. And so when Steven says that, Bismuth takes it as maid of honor, like the title of this episode, Maid of Honor, and Bismuth doesn't feel like she's that honorable at the moment because of everything that's happened with Rose Quartz and everything that's happened with Pink Diamond, with Bismuth attacking Steven. She doesn't feel like she belongs. She feels like she is not a part of the crystal gems, like the crystal gems meant nothing, and so she almost feels like she has nothing in a way in this moment. But Steven kind of reassures her and is like, no, they're going to care because I want you back on the team. If you're saying that I'm the leader, they're going to care about that. And so Bismuth says, oh, spoken like a true leader, and Steven goes, no, spoken like a true friend. Because, you know, I mean, even though Garnet is technically the leader, it's not like the crystal gems really do have anybody that's in, like, such a position of authority that dictates what everybody else does to such an extent where, you know, they're seen in that way. I think for the most part they work very collaboratively as a group, and they're just there for each other. I mean, they're a family above anything. It's not so much being a leader and then everybody else. They're a family. They are one. And, you know, I mean, the title of this arc here is The Heart of the Crystal Gems, and I mean, They are one. They're just, that's what they are. Their heart beats as one, you know, figuratively. So I liked that line a lot. And so Bismuth and Steven end up going back, and there's a little funny moment about not dropping the soda cans, because when Steven left to go get Bismuth after his little reveal failed, he said, don't drop those soda cans. And when Bismuth comes back, everybody except Peridot drops their soda can. And of course, Peridot's like, oh, yay, I win. But we get a nice little cute moment here of Ruby, Sapphire, and Pearl all being happy to see Bismuth again. And it's like, you know, of course, like, they were brokenhearted about bubbling Bismuth and having to put her, you know, with all the corrupted gems and in the crystal heart room. And, you know, of course they'd be happy to see her again, especially after everything that's happened now with the whole Rose Quartz reveal with Pink Diamonds. Like, you know, like I said before, they're all in the same boat with what happened to them and how they're affected by Rose and her decisions. So, you know, they were super happy to see her, which was, like, so nice to see, because Bismuth was this character that was so complicated and so complex and just offered, like, such a different take, I guess, on, you know, what we know the crystal gems to be, that seeing her again and just seeing her be accepted into the crystal gems again, I guess, in a way, you know, air quotes around again, was really nice to see that, you know, that they're, of course, like, once a crystal gem, always a crystal gem kind of a thing. And then we get a nice little setup here for the next episode, but Bismuth shows that she made wedding rings for Ruby and Sapphire, so I thought that was a nice little way to end this episode. So the last one ended with, you know, the proposal. Now we ended with getting the wedding rings. So next episode is the wedding, and from the promos that we have seen, we know that some uninvited guests, some wedding crashers are going to be coming to this wedding. So yeah, I love this episode. It was great seeing Bismuth again. I thought it offered some really great character development. and I think this set up really well for the next episode. So let me know what you guys think of Maid of Honor in the comments below, because I would love to hear it. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more Steven Universe related content. And until next time, guys, take care.